Hello everybody, it's Joanna here from For the Love of Paws Pet Service Dog Training. Welcome to your Lunch and Learn. I want to see how you guys are doing out there, and the Lunch and Learn is a time for us to meet once a week, and I can answer any of your dog training questions that you may have. So I'm here to help. If you have any questions to do with dog training, or if you're struggling with anything in particular with your dog, some behavioral problems that you are looking for some help with, that's what we're here to do every week, is to come together. I know a lot of the time we feel a little isolated due to the COVID and all that stuff, but that's why I wanted to start these Lunch and Learn, so we can get together and have a little discussion about our dogs, or if you have any problems that you wanted to resolve, I'm here for you too. So you might be wondering why I'm on the floor today. Well, Allison had a question she wanted to have help with, which is her dog doesn't handle being groomed very well. So basically she was saying that she'll start to brush her dog, and he can only tolerate it for a little bit, and then he'll go to grab the brush. So I've got my brush here today, and Bear too is my handy dandy assistant. So to show you a little bit, to give you some examples on what you can do to help, condition your dog to give you a little bit more, so like consent to give him some grooming. So we always want to make sure that we're not forcing our dogs to be subjected to something that they can't stand to have happen to them. So we want to look for something called consent, and that can sound a bit strange in the dog world, or for us humans, but basically we want to try and make sure that our dog is okay with what we're doing with them, to them, right? So a lot of the times this is what we do when they're puppies, when they first come to us, and sometimes later on in life we don't get the opportunity to have a dog from being a puppy. But from a dog trainer's point of view, what we want to do is get our dogs comfortable with everything they're going to come in contact with in their lives, and make it positive, and make it like, even if it's not super not a fun procedure, like say getting a needle, we want to make it the most comfortable scenario possible for them, so that they can get used to that, right? So some things are not pleasant in life, but we want to make it as positive of the situation as possible, to make it as stress-free for them, stress-free for who's ever administering the treatment, or if it's the groomer giving your dog a grooming session, or if it's the veterinarian who's giving your dog the shot, or the vet tech who's taking blood. We want to make it as stress-free as possible, and in the end it makes it less stressful for us, right? And dogs feed off of how we feel, so the less stress we can be about it, the easier it'll be on our dogs. So again, we want to try and do this as dog trainers. We want to make sure that we're doing this with our dogs like immediately. Actually, at the breeder, they start to do this sort of thing with them. A good reputable breeder will already have this in place in their breeding program, where they'll start to get their dogs used to being handled even before they get to us. So that's another good thing to think about if you're getting a puppy, is to find out what the breeders are doing to get them ready for their lives with you, because that's a huge advantage if you get a puppy that's already been socialized and handled and that kind of thing early on. We don't get those months back, right? Those are precious days back. And the earlier we can do this with our dogs, the better for them. The better it'll be. It'll make a better impression on them. So when they're older, it makes it easier on them, rather than, when we sometimes get a dog later on in life, may not have had those experiences, never had that socialization, they call it. Socialization just means getting your dog used to things that they're going to come in contact with, and making it as pleasant as possible. So things like handling them, brushing them, taking them to the vet, putting them on a scale, getting them used to loud noises, getting them used to big people, little people, big winter jackets, all sorts of things, right? Rolling objects, things like bicycles and skateboards and all that stuff. All those things that, you know, they're going to come in contact with in their lives. Like different animals, horses, goats, cats, all that good stuff, right? Even getting them used to dogs that look different from them, right? A different breed. You know, if you've got a smaller dog, get them used to bigger dogs, and vice versa. Some bigger dogs are a little bit weirded out by littler dogs, that sort of thing. So we want to make sure to get them around as much as we can think of that they're going to come in contact with in their life, and making it pleasant, right? So, you know, anyway, so there's a lots of list of things we can get our dogs exposed to make it pleasant. And again, even if you get an older dog, if you've adopted a dog, good for you, or you've taken care, you're getting a dog that's a little bit older, it's never too late to start. It's just ideal if we start them as puppies, right? It'll make it a little easier on them later on. But, you know, Bear came to me at an older age too. He came to me at 5 months old, and I didn't really have much of a history on him, so we managed to fumble our way through into, and luckily I had a wonderful groomer. Her name is Mavis, so shout out to Mavis at Hollywood, who just was fantastic with him. So that's really helpful too. You know, if you've got someone who's a really wonderful groomer, you know, you can ask them for advice too. You know, like, how do you think I should approach this with my dog? Because they're the professionals, right? We also want to make sure that, you know, make sure when you're sussing out a groomer, make sure you're comfortable with the groomer. Make sure that they're not going to be forcefully handling your dog, because you don't want to backslide and make your dog more afraid of these tools that you're going to be using at home. So, yes, so basically what we want to do when we're getting our dog to have a positive association with a grooming tool is we want to start out really nice and slow and easy for them. So what I have here is I've got a few of Bear's treats here that are quite soft, so I can rip them up as I go. You can put them in a container too, doesn't really matter, but just someplace close to you. And you can just start with, I'm just going to rip a few pieces off. So I'm going to give him a few treats like this, and, you know, get him used to being near the comb or whatever you're using, your clippers or your nail clippers, and just get him used to it, like just letting him know, hey, look, even if he just moves a little closer to the tool all on his own, I'm going to reward him for that, right? So we're just breaking it down into super tiny steps to let him know, yes, that's what we want. Just even a head turn towards it is a good thing. Oh, good boy. So I'll give him a treat. And I'm always talking to him saying, yep, good boy, that's what I want. So I'm picking up the tool. He's more interested in the treats at the moment. But as soon as he looks towards it, good boy, I'm going to give him a treat. So something as simple as that. Because a dog looking towards something is more of a sign that he's okay with it. He's saying, yeah, that's okay, I'm okay with that, rather than turning his head away. That means no. No thank you, I don't want to have anything to do with that. So it's just about reading your dog a little bit too. So there we're just getting him used to that brushing tool, getting him used to even being in its present, looking at it, and when he's touching it, he's rubbing his nose up against it. That's a good sign. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give him a brush, one stroke, and I'm going to give him a treat. Good boy, bud. One stroke, give him a treat. Good boy. And then what we do is we take 2 strokes and give him 1 treat. So we're sort of spacing things out. We're putting a few more strokes in there with the brush, and we're giving him a treat. Now, if you have a dog that hates being brushed and is just going after the comb like crazy, what you can do is you can take several treats in a row and put them down on the ground like this, so he can kind of eat a few of them as you're brushing him too. So he's got something to do while he's being brushed. So this is just a real introductory way of getting your dog used to being handled and brushed. Obviously there's more technical instructions involved in this, and this is something we cover in our puppy class. Actually, we go through a whole list of things for you to socialize your dog to. Again, so and makes their life as stress-free as possible, and it ends up being more stress-free for you, which is equally as important, right? So yeah, we've got a whole list of things for your dog to get exposed to. So again, socialization doesn't necessarily mean just playing with other dogs. It means exposing them to all the things in the world that they will have to go through in their life, so that it's as pleasant as possible. And this is just one very introductory instruction on how you can help your dog get used to being brushed. Oh, and now Bear wants more. He's putting his paw on me as he's saying, I want more, please. What do I need to do to get those treats? So you can do this with a toy as well. If your dog's not motivated by food, you can use a toy as well. You can use a stuffed Kong. I mean, there's lots of things you can do so that your dog can start to learn that brushing, hey, isn't such a big deal. It feels a little strange, but hey, I get to have a few treats. I get to have a Kong. I get to play with my toy. If you have a partner, it's even better, because the partner can help with the treats while you get to busy on the grooming. So I hope that helps, Allison. Let me know. And if you guys have any questions or concerns, just let me know as well. And again, like I said, we do this cover this in our puppy classes. And our next set of puppy classes start online and live, so that I'm here for you, taking you through every step of the training process to give you feedback every step of the way, so that you don't feel alone at home and like you're, oh my gosh, am I doing this right or not? No, I'm here to help you every step of the way. The next class starts May 28th, and same with our older dog class. It starts May 28th as well. So if you're looking for some help with your puppies, you're not too sure, you're bringing a new puppy home and not too sure if you're getting things off on the right paw, so to speak, that's a class that you can take. Again, it's May 28th, and it's live, and it's online and live, like I said, so you're not just watching pre-recorded videos, you're getting some pre-recorded videos to help you train your puppy in between classes, but every week we meet, and I'm there live with you, and you can see me live just like this from the comfort and safety of your own home, and we go over the training that you'll need to do to get your dog used to life and going out for walks and meeting other dogs and meeting new people. So that's what we go over in our classes. So if you want any more information about that, feel free to comment below. Or if you have any questions that you'd like answered, I'll just check the computer 1 second just in case I've missed anybody. But if you have any questions that you have a burning desire to have answered, please feel free to comment below as well. We meet here once a week at 12:30. So hopefully we'll see you then. And if not, have a great week. Take care, everybody.